Hey friends, today's do-it-yourself project is going to be so cool. I'm super excited to share with you because it involves upcycling and I know you all love a good upcycle project. Today we are taking some old silverware and upcycling it into some really cute and cool home decor. So if you have some knives, mainly knives, you might be able to find some that work with forks and spoons, but I use knives. If you have some that have become dull and you're about to toss or send to the thrift store, keep them and see if you could do this craft with them instead. Or if you don't have any, go ahead to your thrift store. My thrift store has just bins full of old silverware, which is really gross to go through, but you can find some really cool things in there that will work perfectly for this craft. This is a little bit more of an upscale craft in the way of do-it-yourself more than a craft because we are going to be using a Dremel. So I'm sure there's other things that you could probably use, but the Dremel is the best thing that I found in my tool shed that would work for this. So my name's Alicia. I'm from thriftyanchic.com. Here are all the supplies that you're going to need to do this amazing do-yourself project. So let's get crafting.
Okay, so I have a couple different knives here for the same. Two are, and then there's another one. I wanted to get a variety for you to see which ones would actually work with this. The most important thing is to kind of test out to see if they are hollow. You can kind of knock on them or hit them on something, and pretty much you can tell if they're hollow or not. And then you're going to kind of just by luck or by my advice, decide where you need to cut. So don't cut too high. Obviously, if you cut low, you're going to be pretty safe. I cut mine about maybe 3 centimeters from the top. I know every knife is going to be different, but I used this Dremel with a reinforced metal bit on it, and it just cut right through it. And as you can see, they are hollow, perfect for a cute little bud vase. But now we have like kind of shards left on it. So I went through also with my Dremel and a sander bit and kind of just try to clean that up a little bit so it wasn't so sharp. Here I'm left with all my knives and their handles. And now for the next step, we need to be able to put them onto the fridge. I got the magnets that I had at hand, and they were all way too big. You could probably buy some that are smaller, but I decided just to get a screwdriver and a hammer and essentially make my own small magnets. That doesn't look pretty on the back end, but they totally worked. And so I just did 1 or 2 pounds and they just broke into like 3 or 4 pieces. I did only find two, but I ended up shattering these other ones, so I had plenty of pieces to go around. So now I have a cute little bud vase, and I'm going to secure the magnet onto the best or the worst looking side, technically, with some super glue. I did find out later that you need to put 2 magnets on here in order for this to hang on a fridge. So I'm only showing one, but you do need to put two, just an FYI. And now when that is all cured and done, go find some flowers essentially to put in it. I found these, I think these were from like my birthday or something that I had dried. And I thought they were just so pretty the way they looked. And so I saved them and oh my goodness, I'm so glad they did. I did. It looks so cute in this beautiful, ornate, little tiny vase. And then this one vase is actually maybe my favorite, which is funny out of all of them. I know the other one's really ornate, but this one I could just imagine being a larger scale. And I think it's so pretty. I put some dried lavender in this one and it turned out so cute. And then this other one is very tall. So this one, I found some baby's breath that I had in another vase and I kind of just sized it for this one and cut it to size and put them in there. But as you can see, this one to me wasn't as fun looking as the others. It was kind of more basic and it was a lot longer. So I decided once putting them all together that it needed a little something extra, and especially since it might be in the middle, it was good to put a bow on this one. So I got some jute and I tied a bow around it. I loved how this looked. It gave it like kind of a fun, more or like organic feel to it. But then as I was staring at it, I realized I had some more velvet ribbon left over from Christmas, and I thought that it belonged on at least one of these. So I went through and was looking at this one. This one's just so pretty. Oh my goodness. I was like, nope, I don't want to take from this ornate beauty on this one. Although I think the bow would really look cute on any of them. And then I put it on the other one. The other one was just too small. And I actually messed up on this cut. I don't know if you could tell, but that one's more angled. I don't care. I think it was so pretty. As you can see, I ended up taking off the jute and putting the bow on the middle one, and I think it was a really good decision. Here they are together, but now let's use this as a real bud vase. As I said, kind of or alluded to earlier, this is and can be watertight, and so I got and cut a real flower and I got my favorite, or I don't know which one's my favorite, and filled up the little vase candle. I don't even know what we're calling it at this point with some water. Of course, I overfilled it because you cannot see where the water line is. And then I just added this sweet little bud in it, and it works so perfectly as the sweetest little bud vase. And so I'm so excited for how these turned out. These could be used for so many different things, gifts for markets. If you guys have any questions on anything that I may have missed, just let me know in the comments below. And I hope you enjoyed this project.